my eyes not deceive me, or am I looking at the goddess Isis herself? Can you do me a favor, my brown skin angel? Can you tap that white girl for me?
Ladies, we live in a culture that encourages your independence, aka your strong and independent streak, where you don't need no man, you got it all handled, you can go out there and rock with the boys and everything else like that. But I'm telling you, this is a relatively new phenomenon that can have some real devastating consequences. This story is coming to us from the New York Post. Georgia woman fatally stabbed by son on Thanksgiving, written by Joshua Rhett Reed. Varian Alexander Hibbert, pretty cool name, was arrested by police at the scene on charges of felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a knife during a commission of a felony. I could never imagine in million years taking anything to my mom. I couldn't even raise my voice to my mother without feeling like complete and absolute shit. And there's a part of me that feels like, hey, had I had a stronger hand, particularly after the passing of my father, would she still be here? Who knows? But as I just alluded to, I never considered such a thing in my life because my father was always there. My father was, and then really? Not just my father, but the rest of the family, the one person, in any family, the females are always, put up there, but your matriarch is just, my queen. I would conquer the world and bestow it upon your feet. Yeah, that's the type of love that, a son traditionally has for a mother. But once again, in the culture that we've created here, particularly in the West, where, ladies, y'all don't need no man, and you can replace the dude that came inside you with the dude that comes out of you, disaster is always but just a few short, overly emotional breaths away. A Georgia woman was fatally stabbed by her son on Thanksgiving, police said. Maricia Chance, 42, was discovered lifeless with stab wounds inside a Lawrenceville home by cops responding to a report of a domestic-related assault just before noon Thursday, Gwinnett County Police said in a statement. Chance's 18-year-old son, Varian Alexander Hibbert, was arrested by cops at the scene on charges of felony murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a knife during the commission of a felony, police said. Detectives are currently investigating the motive for the assault, department officials said, adding there was no ongoing threat to the public. A message seeking additional comment on what led up to the deadly holiday stabbing was not immediately returned early Friday, and, they'll see, what he has to say about it, but ultimately to come to this type of place, first and foremost, I have absolutely no doubt that she was raising him single-handedly. I don't know, there's not a lot of detail as to, his paternal upbringing, but the fact that, he was more than likely living with her, and, he's like 18 now, so there's this scene in, what's the movie? Boys in the Hood, where, what's her name? Angela Bassett's character is telling her son, like, oh, I can't teach you how to be a man. I can't, these are things I can't show you. I'm a woman. And unfortunately, in too many instances, no, these mothers are under the belief that they can demand, and they can, they naturally deserve the same level of fear and intimidation that a father has, and that's not how it works. That it isn't. It's an imbalance. That's which is why she sent Trey off to live with Lawrence Fishburne, and why, and how, that reverence can maintain itself, for your maternal, for the maternal portion of any individual's upbringing. Hibbert was arrested in August on charges of criminal property damage and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers by use of threats or violence, WAGA TV reported. And another thing, due to the fact that he has a different last name, apparently a father was there, a father was around. But once again, like, due to the circumstances, like whatever circumstances they may be, there was a separation at some point because she doesn't have that last name. And so, she took to, raising the boy on her own. And these are the types of, like, ladies, whether you recognize it or not, just naturally, we are stronger, we are faster, we can do a lot of damage, a lot of, what I'm saying, like when you guys hop in our faces and everything else like that, what holds us back is, the fact that we know we could just destroy you in single-handedly, like in many cases. Not to laugh, because it's absolutely tragic that this woman lost her life. But at the same time, ladies, like culturally, you gotta stop pretending as if you're men, or as if you can just naturally command and demand the same respect and the same, that same physical intimidation that a man does, because you don't. All right? And having maybe an acknowledgement of that could have gone a long way in saving Miss Chance's here's life. He was busted on similar charges roughly 2 weeks later, the station reported. It's unclear if Chance was somehow linked to those incidents. I was really shocked by that, neighbor Cameron Boyd told WAGA TV of the Thanksgiving Day slang. I ain't think Hibbert was really capable of doing something like that. It's your mom. It's on Thanksgiving. Like, that's the crazier part. Another relative inside the family home called 911 after Chance was stabbed, according to the station. It's devastating, neighbor Henriette Robinson said. Never thought that, it'd come to this. Robinson said she had previously spotted Hibbert talking to himself outside and accused him of trying to enter her home. It's really disturbing, Robinson told WAGA. I mean, I feel for this mother. I mean, of course, that's what they're going to end the article with. But me, I feel terrible for everyone involved, particularly the mother, but even the young man who seems to have had something go terribly wrong in his upbringing, to whereas he could even cause his mom this type of harm, which is one of the reasons why I decided to make a video on it. It's just like me coming up with in a two parent household and the familial structure that I did, the concept of bringing any type of physical harm to my mother, I mean, doing emotional harm to my mother tore me into, and these are things that are unavoidable because, one of the things that you don't really respect is that, your mom's a woman. So, Leslie, like, no matter what way you decide to go, it's not going to particularly be something that she's going to naturally look forward to. But even, but that's why there's that balance, that balance of the masculine and the feminine that's so necessary in the upbringing of these, of all children, sons and daughters, but, particularly the sons and the lack of the fathers, because there is that lack of, I genuinely believe that there is a lack of emotional control that comes about with the lack of fatherhood and stuff like that, because one of my father's main things was controlling my emotions. No one's coming to save you. It's just you are responsible for your actions, and just because you feel some kind of way don't mean that you can that absolves you of your responsibility in those actions. And unfortunately, it just seems as if Varian here didn't have that, that type of guidance at all. And unfortunately, his mother paid the price for it. So guys, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Don't be scared of you, sub. If you enjoy my fantastic voice, you want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of you, boy, over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Odyssey as well. Links in the description. And speak. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? Yeah, this is sad all the way around. And once again, when I laugh about things, it's really to avoid crying. It's to avoid, you know, a negative. It's emotional, yeah, but it's to avoid that. Oh, I can't think clearly emotion, as opposed to laughing about it and just trying and accepting. Hey, can't do anything about it. But you know, not everybody chooses to live their life in that way. And if I've offended you, then you know, I mean, that's something you're gonna have to work out for yourself, because maliciousness is. I try not to keep a malicious bone in my body. But you may disagree. That's what my comment section's for. Until the next one.
Your booze mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. Every breath I take without your permission raises my self-esteem.